I couldn't process what I was reading because I knew all the things, major changes that this man had made in his life while we worked together. Hello, my name is Elenit and I'm an inner truth teacher and coach. Today I'm going to talk about how quickly we get used to our new realities. And on one side, it's supposed to be like that. On the other side, it can be an issue. It can be an issue when we do either of two things. One is ignore how far we've come. And the second one is to idealize the future so much that we forget to live in the present moment. I'm gonna give you the clearest example I have of this. It's from a client of mine 2 years ago. When we started working, he was living by himself. His apartment was filthy. He himself didn't take showers. He had no friends, let alone a partner. He had a dog, but what he said was that he fed the dog only so she wouldn't die. He said, in his words, that he didn't really care about anyone or anything. He didn't have a good relationship with his family. But in the midst of that dark pit his soul was living in, there was a ray of light because he kept asking himself, what's all this about? It meant that there was hope for him to find an answer. The beautiful thing about him was that he was willing to listen. Of course, he had some resistance, but he was open to listen to new perspectives, to find a solution to this way of life that he was leading. We started working together, and after only a few weeks, he started making big changes. 4 weeks after we started working together, he found a partner. So that led to him taking care of himself more. And he started taking showers, he cleaned up his apartment, then he started renovating his kitchen even. Another thing that he did was that he traveled to his home country and connected with his family again. He had a nice time with them. He then admitted that he really cared about people actually. So that was a part of him that was hidden very, very deep inside and that he could discover it again. He also found new friends and I could tell that he had more peace. He was less worried about things, less judgmental. To me, it was like speaking with a totally different person. I was amazed and that was actually really flattering for my coaching. After 2 months of working together, I asked him to write me a testimonial and he was happy to do it. He wrote some really wonderful insights about his emotions and about his inner world, about his beliefs. However, I came to a sentence that shocked me utterly because he wrote, actually, not many things happened while working with Elenit. I couldn't process what I was reading because I knew all the things, major changes that this man had made in his life while we worked together. So I asked to talk to him. We talked again on the phone and I asked him, hey, what do you mean with not many things changed? You are a totally new person. And then I started numbering the things that changed: the partner, the renovation of his kitchen, the circle of friends, reconnecting with his family, etc., etc. Then he paused and as if he suddenly remembered a distant scene from a past life, he said, yeah, you're right, actually. That made me realize how quickly people get used to their new realities, how we can be having a very hard time one day, then suddenly we find the solution to our problems, we enter a new reality and we get used to it. And then we start worrying again about the next challenges. And this happens because we're used to thinking about the past and thinking about the future. That wouldn't be a problem if we thought about the past and the future in a positive way. That would help. But most times, and you know this, we humans think about the past with some feeling of regret, some feeling of resentment, or we think about the future with worry or with fear. But that's only a habit. You can train this to live in a more peaceful way, in a more satisfying way. Because just think about it. The past doesn't exist. It's not there. You cannot touch it. There's only the present moment. And the future, same story. It doesn't exist. You cannot be there. You cannot experience it. You cannot touch it. There's nothing there. There's only now. You can think about the past now or about the future, but there's only now. Your emotions are happening now. Your thoughts about either past or future are happening now. So, in your current reality, it's very helpful to acknowledge what you're experiencing, what it contains. Do you have food in your fridge? Do you have a home? Do you have someone to call if you want to talk to someone? Do you have money in your bank account, as little or as much as it may be? Do you have books to read? Do you have something to put on? Do you have ways to entertain yourself? If you think about it, you can make a very long list of things that you can be grateful for now. And this is a way to acknowledge your present reality and not to take it for granted. That doesn't mean that you have to stay here. No, actually, you can't. Everything changes. So you're gonna expand, you're gonna do new things, you're gonna get new stuff as well and meet new people. But it's very important to acknowledge and to appreciate now and what you have now. Just think about it. A lot of things that you're experiencing now used to be a dream. I know that very well from personal experience. When I was a teenager, I dreamed about moving to Germany and living here. Now it's a reality for me already since many years, but I'm living my biggest dream from back then. How amazing is that? And that's only one example. There are dozens, probably hundreds of examples. Again, there's nothing bad about the past or the future as long as you're looking at them from a positive perspective, or more accurately, from a helpful perspective. So when you look back into the past, do it to acknowledge how far you've come. It can be something positive. And when you look forward into the future, let it inspire you. Let it be inviting. Let it be positive. Finally, I have a question for you. What's the wild dream from the past that you're living today? See you in the next video.